All right, so here's the solutions for 4.1. Again, when it comes to a single variable, like these first couple problems, make sure you're writing things in descending order. When we're seeing multiple variables, x's and y's, a's and b's, etc., try your best to get in descending order, but it is far less vital. Now, like I said in class, some people actually take the time to mark their like terms in some form. I don't expect that, but if it helps you, go ahead and do it. So negative x squared plus 2x squared gets me x squared. 3x minus 5x gets me negative 2x, and then the 2 has no like term. I've got my final answer. Same thing, x cubed has no like terms. Negative 4x and 2x are like terms. 7x squared has no like terms. 3 has no like terms. So there isn't much more to do than subtract 4 from 2, getting me x cubed plus 7x squared minus 2x plus 3. Oh, I believe the homework actually wanted to know the degree of the polynomials. So this first one is degree 2. This next one is degree 3. Remember, the degree of the polynomial is based on the largest degree of any of the terms. So the next one, negative x squared and x squared are going to add up to 0. Negative 3x and 2x are going to add up to negative x. And I end up with a polynomial of degree 3. 2x cubed minus x cubed is going to add up to 0. None of the other terms have like terms, and so by the time we have simplified, the degree of the polynomial is 2. X squared and 8x squared are going to, x squared y squared, pardon me, are going to add up to 9x squared y squared. Negative x squared minus 2x squared are going to add up to negative 3x squared, and then 5xy squared has no like terms. Now this is a case again where it gets a little tricky, but we're going to follow our x values, our alphabet, and write this in descending order. This would be a polynomial of degree 4. All right. 18 through 23, again, if you combine some steps, that's okay. We start by distributing. Always be careful when you're distributing. Make sure if there's a negative, you distribute it. 12y squared plus 3y squared gets me 15y squared. Negative 8y plus 15y gets me 7y, and the negative 3 has no like term. 19 is an example where you want to be careful as you distribute that negative. Notice that I got negative 7m squared plus 14, the double negative of negative 7 times negative 2. And then from there, I can collect my like terms. 8m squared minus 7m squared gets me m squared. 14 plus 6 plus 1 gets me m squared plus 21. 20 is another one where I'm distributing a negative. So notice I got negative 10n squared minus 4. 10n squared plus 10n squared gives me 20n squared. Negative 15 minus 4 minus 6 gets me 20n squared minus 25. 21, I distribute my 4a, I distribute my 3a, and now I look for my like terms. 4ax plus 3ax gets me 7ax. Negative 4a plus 3a, pardon me, 3ay plus ay gets me 0. And so my final answer, 7ax. 22, be careful distributing the negative. Notice I got negative 5dm, positive 20dn. Distribute my 2d, gets me 6dm, 2dn. 6dm minus 5dm minus 10dm gets me negative 9dm. And then 2dn plus 20dn gets me negative 20dm, 22dn. 23 is not much different. We just have to do a little simplifying inside our brackets before we start distributing from outside our brackets. I distribute my negative q. Again, be careful, keep an eye on that. Negative 3pq, negative 4q squared. I distribute my negative 3p, so I get negative 3p squared plus 6pq. Inside my first bracket, I don't see any like terms. Inside my second bracket, same thing, I don't have any like terms. So I'll distribute my 3, my negative 2m. Again, notice I'm distributing negative 2m, so I get negative 8q squared plus 6p squared minus 12pq. And now I can start looking for like terms. 6p squared and 6p squared get me 12p squared. Negative 9pq minus 12pq gets me negative 21pq. And then negative 12q squared and negative 8q squared gets me 12p squared minus 21pq minus 20q squared. Again, when it comes to single terms, single variables, we're going to be very careful about descending order. When we start seeing multiple variables, we're not going to be as worried about descending order. If this helped, great. If it not, please feel free to ask questions in class.